Okay, whenever I come across something I think might be helpful to you, I'm going to show it. I'm getting ready to put this pin down, and the hinge knuckles on the actual door, I need to push further over to the wall. And sometimes I can do it, but see, I don't want to take the other two hinge pins out. I took that one out and that one's ready to be sunk, but I haven't taken this one out yet. I don't want to take them all out just so I can readjust this for this one, okay? It's just, or this one right here. It's just something that all of a sudden your hands are gonna get all greasy and stuff. But sometimes I can grab this and push on it, or maybe on the door it needs to pull this way and I can reach the top of the door and pull it over. But in this case, I couldn't get it, so I thought, okay, maybe I'll open up the whole door. Sometimes if you open up the whole door and it swivels, you might find that it then lines up perfectly. See that? That one is now lined up, it's pushed in, and look, I could push it right in with my finger. Before, I couldn't do it. Isn't that weird? How sometimes certain things just work out and other times they don't. Now this one here was the same thing, but once I opened it, and I closed the door, it slid down in there. Now this one here, I want to leave just about halfway until I get the bottom one out, and then once I get that one greased, if I have to adjust this a little bit without having the top hinge pin in all the way, I can kind of jostle the door around just a little bit more. And sometimes this goes in perfectly and other times it doesn't after I get ready. So just get my cutters out, put it in there, tap on it. So much easier to do that than trying to worry about getting it too close to the door and getting a screwdriver down there and tapping it up. Okay, all right, there's another tip for you. All right, since you're right here, I'll do this bottom one. Let's see, I got a little grease on my fingers. I got a little paper towel here. Wipe that off before I start moving around, touching the door and stuff. Yeah, it takes a little bit of thinking. Okay, so this time I know I have to pull the door out this way. And so I'm going to try to pull it. Let's see, I'm pulling it and I got it to slip in, and that's all I want right now. Now I can get my cutters, put them upside down, grab it, pull it away from the door trim just a hair, pinch it, I'm pinching it hard. Okay, now I can go back up to the other one. Hold it there, pinch it, kind of pull away from the door trim, the edge of the trim. Tap it down to there, pull that off. Tap, tap, tap. I still got grease coming out around the top edge, but I'm not gonna worry about that just yet until I get done with all of the doors. Okay? So now, before I do anything, see I got a little grease on there. I don't want to put those back in my nail bag, and so I'm just gonna wipe it on the same side that I've been wiping everything from before. Okay? So I carry a little paper towel around with my knee pad, and I check everything. Oh, and see, I forgot to do this one here. I forgot to tap that one down. Usually, see, once I tap this one down a little bit, before I tap it all the way down, then I'll get down to the next one, because this is a 4-hinge door. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you only get 4 hinges usually when your door is like 8 foot tall, or approximately 8 foot tall. 6'8" doors are generally what you have, because I had 2 hinges in the middle. I took both of those out at the same time, and once I get one in, I just tap it down a little bit until I can get the other one in. Okay, so at this point I don't even have to get up on a ladder because I'm using this. It's kind of eye level. I'm going to grab it right there, I don't even care where the pin is because I'm not hitting on the pin. I'm just hitting on the top of my cutters. Now I can tap just on the outside so I don't get too close to the wood. Hey, it's a no-brainer. Anyone can do this. Once you've seen all this, my whole video on it, which I'll probably keep in just one go. I don't think I'll do it in 2 parts. I don't know. When I edit it, I'll have to see how long it is. But in any case, you can do this. You can do it. You can fix your hinges. You can keep them from squeaking. This is going to keep them from squeaking. It's also going to keep them from blowing that dust out. And here's another thing. When it blows dust out on the wall, where else do you on the door trim and on the door? Usually, if you got a door with raised panels, this is called raised panel door, where it raises and then it dips down. Okay, lots of times the dust will settle in here and then it gets black. You try to wipe it off and it doesn't come off all the way. And guess where else it goes? It goes down on your floor. And granted, if you got tile floor or wood floor or something like that, it's not as detrimental unless you have carpet. And I told you I was going to put that tape down, and I did. I didn't want you to think I didn't, because I went around to all the doors, even that bathroom door. See over there? I got tape down. That's tape right in there. Okay. Oh, I saw that mark on the floor. It was just a shadow over there from the light. Okay, so this door is going to be fine. It's not going to be throwing that dust out anymore. I'm not going to have to worry about any of the doors squeaking. The doors are actually going to open a little bit easier too. You'll notice that your doors open a little easier once you open and close them 10 times or so. And that's another thing. Remember what I did when I got done with all the doors upstairs? I went back and forth about 8 times. I just do that just to kind of make sure everything's greased up. Even though the pin is greased, now the grease is getting on the inside of these knuckles. Okay, so I do that about 10 times, 8 times. I was doing like 1, 2, 3. You know, that's all I was doing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. and then I'll wipe down the hinges, you know, both sides. But I'll do all that stuff when I get done with the hinges, okay? Now I'm still working on the hinges. Do everything in sequence. That way you don't forget about anything. Don't finish one door entirely and then clean up, pull the tape off and all that kind of stuff off the floor, and then say, oh wow, whew, man, this is taking me a long time. I got 8 more doors to go. No, just concentrate on one thing first, and that's taking the pins out, putting grease on them, putting them back, and do it step by step. I've been taking the top one out first, and then I replace the top one so I can get it back in there. Then I take the next 2 out and put both of those back in at the same time. Then I do the bottom one and do that. So I'm up and down on this door 3 different times. Then I have to go back up there and wipe everything down. Okay, if you have a 3 hinge door like this, say you only have 3 hinges, do the top one first. Okay, then when you're putting the pin back down, if you're calling that one the top one instead of a 4 hinge door, a 3 hinge door, let's say that's the top one, take that off, put the pin down so it's hitting at least the first 2 knuckles. Don't tap it down all the way. Then take the middle one out. Okay, then you'll have a little bit of room to maneuver because the top one's not in all the way. If that middle one's not going all the way and you think, I just can't get it, then take the bottom one out. This pin is still kind of up in the air with most of it up with the grease on it. Grease up that bottom one. Or before you grease it up, you can pull the door in and out to get your middle one. Then pop the pin down just over the first 2 knuckles. Then do your bottom hinge pin. put the grease on it, put it on. If you need to move it around, you can adjust it ever so slightly more because you don't have this hinge pin put down all the way. Do you see what I'm saying? Once you put the pin in all the way, your door only has enough room of flexing from here down to here. But if you have that hinge pin just up a little bit, this can freely slop around a little bit more. Okay? Just try it. You'll see. You start working on them and you'll get the hang of it. Trust me.